Hey, this is Paul. I'm here with PACO, and today we're going to compare Desert Weed with Diego's Desert King seedling. Now, to be fair, I wouldn't have picked this one quite yet. You can see it's still green, but it has been on the plant for over 6 months. So we just wanted to try it, and I'm actually excited because I really like this fruit when it's fully red, and maybe it might be more acidic since we picked it early. So either way, we figure it's rare to have both of these here together, and so let's give them a taste. So let's just go for it. So yeah, as you can see, there's not very many seeds. Look at that. Color is lighter, and it's definitely not quite as ripe as I was hoping. But who knows? I mean, you've said that sometimes when they're green like this, they taste pretty good, right?
Yeah, and whoever has Diego's and has already liked it already knows, what its profile flavor was like. So we'll be fair to this one if it's not as good as it could be.
Well, let's see how sweet it is. It's definitely a lighter colored flesh, I would say, than Desert Weed. It's a little bright here. 19 and 2/10.
Okay.
So still pretty sweet. We didn't test this one. I guess we will. And what was the sweetest Desert Weed you've ever recorded?
19.
19.
Where some of these that I have related to these have been 22.
In the 20s. Okay, so this one, 19, I mean, Brix score to me is just a piece of data, important data in some aspects, but generally anything sweeter than 14 in my experience tastes pretty darn good. So this one is,
I think it was 17 something on
well, this one's 18 and 9/10. So we tested the one that was in the fridge and it was 17.7. So this one again is 18 and 9/10, so sweeter. So I'm excited. All right, how do you want to do this? Do you want to spoon it so you could try the center?
Sure. Only takes a little bit.
I'm going to try the middle of this.
Like punch flavor. I really like it.
Yeah, it tastes just about the same as when it's fully turned color. So to me, it tastes just like last year's fruit. It is really kind of like a candy in a way. Juicy. They're pretty similar. Let's see.
I find most of mine that are related to Desert Weed, like in the Jolly Rancher style flavor.
Side by side, I actually prefer the Desert Weed. It's got a little more acidity, at least these two samples. Let me see again. This is more on the sweet side, less acidity.
Is this your first time harvesting Diego's though? For
No, this
yourself?
is the third season
Okay.
I've had fruit. And it always tastes just like that. Really kind of, on the tartness to sweet spectrum, it's always up towards the sweet end.
Okay.
Where this one I feel is more balanced. So, side by side, if I could only grow one, personally I would grow Desert Weed off of this tasting because I like the balance. It's more balanced. This one's more sweet. This one's more balanced.
But is Diego self-fertile? Because if it is, that's like a huge plus.
It's not tested. I haven't tested it properly. Like you said, it's easy to cross-contaminate. But these fruits set during, it was raining, and I just left them alone. But I did have some other flowers out that were blooming late. And so these ones were totally self-pollinated. I didn't do anything. But in the past years, I try to cross-pollinate everything. But I do plan to do a proper test on it this year.
For those who have Diego's, like test them out, and if it's self-fertile, like guaranteed keep that. Out of all the ones I'm growing, which is like 5 at the moment, 2 are self-fertile. So like that's the biggest plus for me is that if that had the plant health that this that'd be fantastic. I'd be set.
Yeah, I need to test it for sure. But I mean, I'm leaning more towards it's self-fertile because, like I said, in the rain, it set 2 fruit out of 4 flowers open and 2 set all on their own out of the 4. So that's one thing, though, is I think generally most varieties have not been properly tested. I mean, a lot of people just say, oh, they're self-fertile, but there's some steps that you need to do a proper test. And sometimes you have to test repeatedly based off of the temperature and the weather, too. So I definitely want to test it more for self-fertility, but
for a great video on testing. Gray did one where he uses the 1 gallon paint strainer bags. That's when I was starting to test, so he made a video that was helpful in that range. So you
Okay,
can
I'll
look
have to
up
watch that
Gray's
one.
videos. He has one on recommending how long to leave the bag on and pre-bagging and stuff that will help you like figure out whether your test was successful or not.
Okay. Yeah, because I've seen sometimes the flowers aren't even open and the bees have taken all the pollen. So, I mean, if bees are able to penetrate a flower that's not open, I'm sure other insects could as well. And that would definitely skew the data for self-fertility, right?
Yep.
Wow. I feel like really privileged to try both of these side by side. Did you want to try a little bit, or are you good?
I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna visit some other friends in a moment.
Sure.
To try these, and the last time I had a full one of these, I had the effect you get when you eat megalanthus.
Some people are immune like me. I could eat probably 5 of these fruit and it doesn't affect me like some people.
I remember the very first lady who got a case of the Pelora. She posted the box and we were all jealous looking at these photos. And then later she did not know that you had to be careful with them. And she later replied, "I'll never have these again."
Really?
Because she went overboard because they were just so sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have too many, you'll be stuck on the throne for a while, you know what I mean? Well, wow, thank you so much, PACO, for letting us compare these and being willing to do it. I'm really surprised about the difference of the flavor profiles, though. I mean, I like how balanced that is, but if your sweetness is your jam, maybe Diego's Desert King. And they both do grow really vigorously and really well. And ours personally grows in a part sun environment, just like the desert weed. And I believe if it's in a full sun in Southern California, you probably might get a little bit of yellowing and maybe a bit of damage. So at least for Diego's, I know for a fact that you may not want to give it 100% sunlight. But either way, really great fruit, especially this time of year. It's April in Southern California, and we're enjoying these really high quality fruit. So thanks again, PACO. Give us a like and a subscribe. We'll keep them coming.
Great to meet you and Scott.
Thank you.